Will those go into your cloud?
Yeah, it'll go into my cloud, my OneDrive, my iCloud.
Perfect.
I got somebody waiting. All right, come on, let's go. Everybody say hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Zahira. How are you?
So would you be able to, maybe you can help me out with this launch?
Yep, yep.
I
He does have a camera. If it's a USB one, then we can plug it in. Hey, Zahira, you hear us?
It would be a little bit better than this. Does everyone want pizza or chicken? She's one of our Launchpad. She wanted pictures.
So I would love for Fafa and her daughter, before we dive in, tell us a little bit. See what's there. It's up to you. What's the water?
No, I know you. If you want to spot, you just walk in and it's right.
So you can take one of those seats. And just one, tell us a little bit about your journey, but also tell them a little bit about how you began the cohort and how you ended the cohort.
Okay, so mom law means the black mom. Talking about some kind of a veteran. I the motherhood because I have nieces and nephews too that correlate to my motherhood journey. The mom law was founded because black moms lack self care. Like we're always told to be strong, we don't have an outlet. So this year during COVID, after the cohort, I became a certified doula. And with that, I also have a Mom Loves Care box for every step and every journey within your motherhood. So if you're a newbie mom, there's a box for you. If you're a teen mom, we have a box for you. So within the box is all black-owned companies that are vendors inside the box. And it also gives resources to where moms can find assistance with mental therapy, the WIC office, DTA. Because when I was pregnant, I had my daughter in New Jersey, but I'm originally from Massachusetts. When I moved back, it was part of it very hard, right? And my mom being a nurse and Haitian and stuff, they deal with mental illness different in my culture. They'll tell you to pray it away, and praying was not helping the situation. I knew something was wrong. So it was also hard caring for a newborn after having a C-section and finding outlets. So I wasn't on my phone, I was on my laptop, and I was breastfeeding. So it just became mentally overwhelmed. So Mom Law was founded about 3 years ago. And thanks to Justin, who was like, you should sign up for the lab. And I interviewed with Joelle, who's also like the stars aligned is my mentor as well. And I pretty much
So that you can be on. I just wanted to make sure. Absolutely. 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 And you can continue because we have a few people on Zoom.
okay. So this is like you can sign up for it, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get it. You know, it was just an idea. I don't really know where to start. I've never done anything business wise because my daytime job is property management, which is a different spectrum than what I do with Mom Law. So I interviewed with Joelle. I ended up being one of the finalists chosen for the cohort, and no, it's okay. And everything aligned from there. So through the cohort, I was able, with the help of Hakeem, Kurt's doing classes for you guys this year. Yeah, so with Kurt, with Hakeem, with Justin, with Joel, and my I want to say family because everyone who I was in the cohort with were pretty close now, and we keep in contact now and check in from time to time. We pretty much was in a Zoom class and we elevated, like we each other out, pitched our ideas out to each other, and I think the thing that made me love it is you get into a space with other creators and you felt like it's home. Like there was no competition, there was no one, like above each other. We helped each other where my weakness could be is your strength, and you helped me elevate that weakness into strength. So pitch night, fast forward to that. I did not think I was gonna win. I got second place. K got first place, and I think just being in that room pitch night, I already felt like a winner because I was going back and forth on is my pitch good, is my idea even good, and then I got called for second place. So if you guys are the ones that are in the actual class, take everything in because there are people who are paying business classes in college for this and embrace all the free gems. Make mistakes, ask questions, throw your imposter syndrome away because Hakeem will make sure he tells you to leave it at the door. So I'm just going to tell you this now. But embrace everything. Everyone's a resource to you. Even I'm a resource. You can find me on Instagram at mother fafa, mother underscore fafa or mom underscore noir. I
Talk to them a little bit about the psychology of how when you started thinking about your pitch deck, and then you started thinking about what to pitch. How you're like, I need to shift a little bit.
Okay, so I had so many ideas that I wanted to do with Mom Mom.
The pivot,
Yeah.
the pivot, yeah.
So it was very hard because I had a million and one ideas and I did not know where to start. And Hakeem said you need to choose one. Like everything else is gonna find its niche within your business. So choose one, focus on it, and elevate it. Like to me, motherhood means everything. So it was like, why not make a business that pertains to motherhood? I'm with my daughter all the time. So that became my niche. And through my business now, we went live a few months ago. The website is deadline to be live Friday because that was the deadline I got from my mentor. She's not playing with me. But it's had its ups and downs. And when life happens, just, you got to take time to reassess it.
So what was your idea coming in?
My idea coming in was my self-love boxes.
Okay.
So that was my idea.
What was the pivot?
The pivot
Well, how did you get to that point? How did you go, wait, I need to do this instead of this?
Okay, so the
I realized she
idea.
had to be a saleswoman, and she wasn't really comfortable with the selling part. She was comfortable with preparing the box, making it look sexy, making it look presentable, and going through all of the motions of making the Mom Lux box.
Yeah.
But she was like, bro, I'm not a salesman.
I wasn't.
But it's something you want.
I've been doing good,
And other
honestly,
gifts
lately.
from other people that are with it.
Yeah, I've been good with it, honestly, lately. I think it took time to know what my worth was and what I was selling. So I doubted that a lot, and I had that syndrome. Like I'm in Boston, who's gonna buy my box? Like and it was a mental thing. And I think when I got out of my shell, it pretty much became open game. I met a lot of other mothers who are in the motherhood journey that aligned with my journey and what I want Mom Noir to be. So it's working out. Like I took the nest and
So
just
I mean, my nieces have been still be one this year. Right?
it's okay. There's a box for her.
Oh, okay, okay.
I have a box for every mom, like a Zen
So
box.
a box for every
If you're a hip hop mom, there's a box that's geared. So you take it's like a superlative questionnaire. So if you're buying a gift for someone and you know that friend, you take a questionnaire and it'll let me know what type of mom that mom is. Because one big thing that is like my pet peeve when I go to baby showers and no one brings a gift from the mother. The gifts are already automatically for the child.
Going for the child, right?
Something that you actually, when you did the photo shoot where it sold me, was that phrase right there. I went to a baby shower and they always bring gifts for the baby. Okay. That's what sold me. I don't know, is that in your pitch at all?
It was. I'm glad I did. No, it's okay. It's okay. But the issue that I had is I would go to these baby showers and I would, and then like, there's some family that wants the mom to open the gift right there. And sometimes I can see the look of the mom's face. She's happy, grateful, but
She's like, oh, more flowers.
yeah.
What about it?
And to be honest, there are some women who have, like, even though it's postpartum, they end up having prepartum that's not diagnosed. And it's the fear, and I know I kind of had it because it's the fear of not knowing if your baby's healthy, if the baby has their 10 toes, 10 fingers. So those, yeah, and you don't verbally say those stuff, so you internalize it. So you internalize it, you never say those stuff, but that was one of the things, like, oh my God, like, this would be like the perfect gift. And I also am incorporating the gifts with my doula clients as well. So when they have their, like, they take their home bag to the hospital and stuff prepared, they'll already have a box welcoming them into motherhood.
So as you go through that, take a peek at the business model. Now, what was it about your business model that you had to ask and say to yourself, these things work for me, these things are not. I need to bring in some other talent, tech, team, skill set about the business model itself. Because you are just one individual. So speak to what part of your model
That was the hardest,
yeah.
the cost structure.
There you go. So let's talk a little bit about your costs, right? What was it about your cost structure that you had to figure out in order to sell boxes at a profit?
I was actually underselling my boxes.
Yep.
So my products are full vendor products. So they're not sample products like some subscription boxes where they only give you half. So it's full.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but these ones are full Black-owned products that I partnered up with some amazing vendors, and I was underselling myself. But I think it was a personal thing, like, who would buy a box for $100? And Hakeem said, stop thinking about it like that, because if you walk into a Louis Vuitton store, there's people who's in our culture that will spend a dime on like a bag on a Louis Vuitton bag. So it was more me knowing what my worth was so I could do my cost structure. So literally one of my homework tasks that Hakeem gave me was...
And how long did it take you? Talk about it.
It took me months.
You're in the same
Yeah, you're in the same space.
Actually, it took me most of the class, the corporate class. That was my biggest challenge that Hakeem always pointed out. Everything else came in a line, but that was my biggest issue that I had was my cost structure.
And you what? What's your cost structure? Because you thought about it in one way, but what was it about the box itself and the shipping, the handling, and all that for you to make a profit?
When I realized how much it took for me to do one box.
Exactly. Because see, what she thought as a mompreneur that she was just going to be able to do a bulk order. And I was like, what if you get an order for 40 boxes? What's the throughput time on actually preparing each box? So I had her time herself on a box, individual, then multiply it. How long does it take you to prepare a box? Now, if you're going to prepare a box, understand if you have a bulk order, that's you. That's only you preparing 40 boxes. So now you have to figure out how much time does it actually take me as the founder to prepare this box. And she had to multiply. And you could talk about the struggle of who else you had to help you with the
My daughter.
Okay.
And she knows what $1 looks like.
She knows.
So she don't do free. It comes either in Roblox or dollar bills. So she kept me on my toes and stuff. It's been a challenge, but I think I've gotten the hang of it. Like now, I think being at the lab, it made me more confident. Like I always spoke up and stuff, but I valued myself, but I never realized what my value was till after the cohort.
And talk a little bit about the public speaking piece, where you literally said, I'm not doing the public speaking piece.
Amongst friends, I do that. This is a little nerve-wracking for me to do this too, but I think I've gotten better at it. A couple of, like 2 months ago, there was a doula expo that I went to in New York, and I was in my element, like kind of nervous, but then I just started speaking, so I'm getting better at it. In the beginning, I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but I think I've gotten better at it. My pitch has gotten way better than the core when I had it at the
Okay, so talk about the pitch night and now how you look at your pitching after the pitch night.
I was nervous at the pitch night. I didn't sound rehearsed or anything like that. I think I was more nervous because I kept thinking what I wanted to say, and there were some valid things that I wanted to say that I missed that I know I could have said and done better. But now I go right to the point. Like I've met a few celebrities when I went to New York to the Doula Expo, which they loved my idea. One of them I am actually partnering with, and so thank you. And one of the things that I kept telling myself is like you gotta be like you're in the elevator.
Right.
Like don't talk so
Right.
much.
Don't ramble.
And I did that in the beginning in my class. I'm not gonna lie, I did because it was like, okay, Farrah, you got good ideas, but where are we at with it? So I think of it. I mean, that's the advice I can give you guys. Think about you going to the elevator and you're on the ground floor and you're about to go to the third floor. What can you get out of there before you hit the third floor? So right to the point, like all the other stuff, when they call you or they contact and cross-reference you, they'll ask more questions. But what is going to stand out once you get off on that third floor?
What's the takeaways, right?
Yeah.
So talk to them a little bit about your daughter and how making sure with her being present, she also learned and picked up on things and supported you.
So my daughter is, I think her growing up, she's going to be more of a powerhouse than I am. She already has, she's 12 going on 25. But she is very assertive. She's very outspoken. She knows what she wants. She has her own little business that she does. She makes body oils. Last night she started making body candles that she had me do with her. And she makes Mom Noir bracelets. So there are some of her items that will be in the vendor box. So right now she's just trying to license her stuff.
Now let me ask you a very in the moment question. Who controls the IP if she makes something and puts it in your box? So you share the intellectual property of that?
No,
Or
all money and anything. I'm just the person who buys the items for her.
Okay.
So I don't get no cuts from that
You don't get no
unless
cuts.
you consider tax, Bigfoot.
Well, you
So,
know.
but all items,
Write-offs.
all items that she purchases and she sells, all that money goes into her account.
Great.
So nothing comes.
That's actually for another class, but I wanted.
To be put on the payroll, but putting into like like an account.
Yeah.
So I wanted Justin to just chime in a quick moment. Justin, I wanted us to kind of get a sense of the Launchpad and Leor and why we're doing this. We'll give Justin a moment to assess himself because he's sweating. But just give a little bit about the Launchpad and the history of it and Leor a little bit. Can everybody hear me on Zoom? Marquise, can you hear? Zahira, can you hear?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Zahira, can you hear us from the lab?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. There you go. Absolutely not that skinny. He's like, I need all of that.
What's up, guys? What's up, Marquise? You see my head?
I like it.
So, what do you want me to
Just the history of Launchpad and a little bit about Leor and the lab.
So, everybody knows where they're at right now, right? Fairmont Innovation Lab, right? So, Launchpad has actually been longer than the Fairmont team. Launchpad was started by one of my mentors, Leo Beer. And I would say that the first Launchpad was that in 2015?
Yep.
2015. Al was a part of working in the beginning of Launchpad for Art Morpheus. And my, I would say, introduction to Leora, he was the founder of Art Morpheus, which is turned into the Fairmont Innovation Lab. Man, all these cameras on me.
Careful.
I'm gonna tell everywhere you go. You have to be
Careful.
behind the camera. Well, yeah, once, but to get back to 2017, that's when she launched the Fairmont Innovation Lab, which was a lot from her work doing Launchpad. She realized that there was missing resources for entrepreneurs of color in the Dorchester, Roxbury, Fairmount Cultural Lab. So after starting Launchpad, she opened up the Fairmount Innovation Lab, which was in our old building, which is 594 Columbia Road. And myself, Joelle Fontaine, who ran the last Launchpad, superwoman and super entrepreneur, and supermom as well, and many other things. Jemuel Stephenson was a good friend of Mr. Dean and his mother. We were the first entrepreneurs to come into the Fairmount Innovation Lab. And it's just turned into probably, I would say, the most resourceful organization for small businesses. I think we're more resourceful than the city sometimes. We do things behind the scenes that go unforeseen. Sarah, it's been a year, but we still support everything that she does. I think we worked on a photo shoot with some of our photographers. We recently did a video production with you. So once you're in a line, you're always in line. But back to Leora, she was such a special woman. She passed away a few years after opening up the lab. And before she left, she closed one big deal, which kept us going to this day. And that deal was with the state, and we got funding to just really take it to the next level, And so myself, Joelle, now Hakeem's on the team, Al, we have others, Christian back there. We're trying to sustain what she started. And I remember seeing her on her last days in the hospital, and I wasn't there the day she passed, but I do know what her last words were. And it was, I want one more chance. And she was speaking about the lab. She knew how close she was. And I think we all met her at a certain time to help carry that torch. I'm a serial, not a super entrepreneur, I'm a serial entrepreneur myself. And I would never be in the position I am now if it wasn't, it was Leora and many others, because the lab is a community. But without Leora, I almost moved to Tennessee at one point. I was dealing with some depression. I happened to live around the corner. And I was just ready to quit. I was done with Boston. And she pulled me in. She would tell me all the great things that I didn't believe at the time. And she got me back into the game. She got me some new bits. She would tell everybody I was the best marketing guy, the best video guy. And so that's what we try to do. We try to continue to be those super connectors and be those encouraging mentors to the next generation of creatives, And, yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, brother. So we're gonna move on to this great and high tech Al Willis. Tell us a little bit about your introduction, history with the lab, and also how you got involved initially with working with the lab.
Well, it's funny, so I came in 2015 with Joel. I was on Jim's mother's team. She was doing.
Speak up a little bit for the.
She was doing Fab Labs for America. And I've been, part of the Fairmont community ever since. It's so funny because I never even saw her because she wasn't able to come in person.
Right.
During that, but we kept talking to her, because she was part of the class. Before this, I worked at MIT for a long time. Did IT and web development and things like that. So I'm always trying to, get the technology technology up and going, and maybe at some point I'll get to talk to you guys about web stuff in terms of what you should be looking at as far as if you don't already have a website or some things you might want to add.
And you showed this to the rest of them. I just wanted to go back.
I left MIT in 2007. I've been self-employed ever since. So around consulting and business and working for programs like this. I'm very excited to be working with entrepreneurs and did some stuff, in Kendall and the greater Boston startup community and things like that. So,
Awesome. So he's all things website and all things tech and all things internet and interweb. These two right here. So if you're thinking of website design, you're thinking of troubleshooting, what platforms to use, anything relevant to taking your brand onto the web, this is the individual to connect with, see, and also talk through. And let me just keep it a buck, he's not cheap. So,
you know what, I'm just
playing.
I don't want to no, it's not that, but I also want them to
come to you with it, yeah.
Well, because I've seen so many wrong. I've come into so many situations where so and so said this and my SEO, my hosting, and my thing, my domain. It's all a mess, right? So then I gotta come in and go, yeah, but nothing tell them why. So I always tell people, right, contact me before you do something, not after, right?
Contact me before you mess it all up.
Because it's a whole big situation. Yeah. And if you're not, if you're new to this, right, then you're like, different people are telling you different things and everything, but I have to try to cut through in terms of like, here's what they're going to tell you, here's what people say all the time, here's what you need to know in order to, especially when it comes to branding, search engine optimization, hosting, all that kind of stuff.
So I want to thank Al for being here. He's been an intricate part of everything since the beginning. And I also want to give Christian an opportunity to talk a little bit about who you are, what you are doing currently, your work, and also how you can help the cohorts as they follow through, because she has a wonderful history in her own professional life.
How I found the space, basically, David defined the flexible routine that occur in the space around Software, and how I show up in that is a couple of ways. For me as a business owner, one of the is dedicated to deconditioning and shattering certain topics for, breaking down certain labels and barriers, whether that's in art space, tech space, maybe. So I'm really passionate about sustainability and activities and mainly building community. So how women comes in as more of a producer, so to speak, of what you're curating and how you want to get the message across. I feel women is able to create a space and a system and how to get about that. So I like things that are that are clear and make sense. So I really have a huge knowledge around those aspects of the technology, what help was. That's like a degree. How I show up in the space with Fairmont, I'm here as a space holder, initiator, and representative security and bring that into the space in a way that you see fit. But as a part of the cohort, I look because I've been in something like this and I really appreciate the recognition. And I would say it's a lot that is not dedicated into these spaces, and that was a part of my path that I developed in my program, which is business service organizations such as Peace Consulting aren't really here per capita in this area. So we are just doing a small business, we end up becoming the worker and the customer at the same time, and there's no other way like that. So I'm glad y'all all taking this opportunity because it's really good to stand. And I think it will, like you said, now puts you at advantage instead of having to backtrack. That's something that I have to do. So it's interesting to get here now so that you don't get interested further. Because they don't teach
she is all things cohort 2022. So make sure you all connect with her, give her cell phone, get her information or email. Any issues or whatever, it will be filtered through Christian, and me and Justin will take care of it in any way, shape, or form. If it's tech related, if it's resource related, if it's anything that you need, make sure this is your point person for all things. But I want to be clear, she does have a life, so if you connect with her, she's pleased with you. And scheduling and everything else, she will definitely be there for you, but, just be mindful that, she's only 24 hours a day. Yeah, 24 hours a day. Right. So at this point, I want individuals who have talked through and know their mission statement to raise their hand. Who's worked on their mission statement since last week? Zahira and Marquise, who's worked on a mission statement since last week?
I have a mission statement as part of my website, so I didn't have to do much work on a mission statement.
Great. Marquise, how about yourself?
I've been working on it, but I'm still trying to figure out them little tweaks that I've been missing.
Okay. Did you? We're going to give everyone a chance to talk about their refined mission statement. Are you going to be ready in about 15 minutes?
Yeah, I'll be ready.
All right. So 15 minutes.
He's like, that's how they keep mine though, right?
So for everyone who's worked on their mission statement and who wants to run by their mission statement to everyone, please, if you want to go first come, first serve. You can stand up, speak out loud, talk a little bit, say your mission statement, and then we'll follow up. And if you want to critique, we can critique. Looks like Miss Judy is ready for her mission statement to be stated.
It's my first name, but last name is Shetsu. I'm in Shetsu. So I am in a very interesting space with my business because I've been operating since 2018. I have lots of clients, but my money situation is not correct, so I feel like my messaging is not correct. So that's what I was going to say. The name of I need a business name. Just putting that out there. I have been going by
She's a business name, everyone.
Yes. So I've been going by Niel's Mindfulness Services because I have a really unique name. So at that point, it's very clear what I do. I'm a mindfulness coach. So, Niel's Mindfulness Services. I did publish 2 books last year for young women of color, and we've been playing with the idea of the name Let's Reflect. And I feel like that because a lot of my work is about reflection. So about self-reflection, self-awareness, and healing. So the mission statement that I prepared is to empower and guide BIPOC communities to reactivate their relationship with holistic healing practices. Through mindfulness practice, community work, and education, we work with our people to inspire change in their daily lives.
Awesome. Now, can you say it again for the slow people who did not hear you?
I talked really fast.
Super fast.
Okay, that's nervous.
I'm like, fast. So let's go back over it, right? Yes. Deep breath, sentence by sentence, so that we're clear on what your mission is.
So my mission is to empower and guide BIPOC communities to reactivate their relationship with holistic healing.
BIPOC. Make sure you state that up.
BIPOC.
Right.
Black Indigenous People of Color.
There you
go. Through mindfulness practice, community work, and education, we work with our people to inspire change in their daily lives.
Awesome. And that's the entire statement.
That's the entire statement.
Love it. Yeah. You set up the events. She sells the Mom Lux boxes. Y'all will do good. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody?
I just have one thing to say before we start. So every time you write something, do you say I need a name for my company? Now, one thing you guys want to do, and Hakeem taught me this, and Kurt's going to teach you guys this too. Whenever you have a question in your head, only write it down that you need to do. Because what happens is you'll end up having other ideas and forget what you need to focus actually on. So if that's one of your goals on finding a new name, every time you write something down, that should be the first on your list.
Action items, yes. I taught you well. All right,
You ain't cheap. You ain't cheap.
I cheap.
How's everybody doing? My name is Amias McKnight. My organization is called Dorchester Art Project, and our mission is to develop local artists and emerging small arts organizations by providing access to subsidized space and supportive services with the aims of helping them become sustainable within a 3-year incubation period, and also providing a healthy collaborative environment that nourishes creativity and prioritizes wellness.
All right, awesome. Nope, you gotta stand up, player. We're gonna knock this out, right? So now what we want to do is we want you to go back over it, say it slowly, right? And what you want to start to think about is everyone is think about what words you can eliminate to get to the meat of what you're trying to communicate in relation to your mission statement. So not just say it slowly and then be able to bring it down and make it concise, but definitely have your mission like on the tip of your tongue. Okay. Deep breath. Calming, deep breath, calming, yes. All right, you're amongst family.
Dorchester Art Project's mission is to empower local artists or develop local artists and emerging small arts organizations by providing access to subsidized space and supportive services with the aims of helping them become sustainable within a 3-year incubation period.
And that's in right there, right? Or there's more?
I mean, there's more.
Go, shoot, because that's what I want to get to. I want to get to the whole thing. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, 3-year incubation period.
Inside of a healthy, collaborative environment that nourishes creativity and prioritizes wellness.
All right. Good. Let's give it up. Give it up.
Or are you working off of their mission already and trying to strengthen it?
Well, right now with everything going on in Dorchester Art Project, I'm coming in here as a representative of part of the steering committee, and I'm really working with the studio artists there to develop an actual, because Dorchester Art Project never had a mission. Our mission was just what the nonprofit that was managing. Yeah. No, it was informal. Yeah. So our mission was inherited from the nonprofit that was managing the space. As things are going forward, brain arts organization. Right? So as things are going forward, we're trying to create our own mission and identify as a separate entity from the nonprofit. So that's how I'm coming.
So you're blackening it up. Just say it. You're going to blacken up. Stated amongst family, right? That part, going to blacken up to just to us, right?
We definitely gonna make it wrong.
And also, I think it's really great that you're bringing in more of your identity into the space. I've worked for years in the space, and I tried to do what you're doing and doing this coming out of the community. I just want to acknowledge how good that is, and also be mindful not to shoulder all that. So I think some of the others, but go back to your community and make sure that you don't have to do that on your own. And that's like classic for Black people that we build our
We shoulder too much responsibility that's not our own.
And if you're representing Black people, you have to own it.
Right.
Like my company is for Black moms, and any other kind of mom that wants to join it is fine. But it's Black mom that needs it.
Right.
So don't try to give me it. If that's your space, hold that space. Be confident in it. Because other people will support you regardless of what their color is.
When you'll find your tribe, don't worry about it.
This is a different time because 10 years ago, they would say that's too black.
Too black, yeah, too black.
How are you gonna? They wouldn't say those words. They would say, well, what about? Are you including? Like, they would ask these questions.
Water it down, yeah.
Because at that time, back then, nobody wanted to do something. They felt like you were limiting yourself, right? But now we're in the post-George Floyd era, right? And all the support and stuff that came to black businesses. Now it's okay to say it's a black market, right? It's a black
I
market.
see you as one of the leaders, perhaps, but this is a community being served by your team and the mission that you're redesigning with your team. And that will translate more in the community in the neighborhood too.
Just to feedback, I was the middle stuff with like the 3 years and all that. So those like details, operational
Fillers.
Yeah, to
Eliminate the fillers.
Right.
Eliminate it.
But at the
Talking
end,
about from like providing access to the subsidized space.
Something with incubator, 3-year incubator.
You don't have to sell all that. Don't.
yeah, you need it's
Selling.
it doesn't matter if it's subsidized or whatever. You're providing a space for artists to do.
There's a big difference between a mission statement and a pitch, and that sounded a little pitchy, right? So we are going to move to the wonderful, beautiful, intelligent, talented, and multifaceted Gerald. Yeah. So you can. Oh, you want to go? Oh, she just passed the buck already. Yes, that has
All right.
You see it on my face.
I'm Jordana Salio, right? It's my brand name, but it's also my actual name. So yeah, I own that, right? Birthright name.
Trademark.
Let's believe that's next. Because everybody's naming their kids different things. So with that being said, I am the owner and operator of Blue Legend Photography. So for me, photography is about capturing moments, and yeah, that's what it is. So, mission statement. To be extremely conscious behind the camera, provoking people to feel the beauty around them and feel a responsibility to heal the despair that is caught behind the lens.
That was sexy. Very nice. Huh? Very nice.
Again? All right.
Run that back.
To be extremely conscious behind the camera, provoking people to feel the beauty, around them and feel a responsibility to heal the despair that is caught behind her lens. So with that being said, yes, I'm a photographer. I started out with a black box and a piece of copper and, photo paper. So I started from the bottom, right, what they say, where it was a huge transition because I was developing my own photos and doing all these great things, and then everything became digital. So I had that moment where I was like, what am I going to do? Because I was so against going digital with all these things because I feel like it takes away from the authenticity of my photos. And my heart sunk, right? So for me, it's about capturing moments and then figuring out how to sustain this and make it my life, right? I went to a job interview today that was like, what do you want to do? I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
Because I had to, well, we still got bills. We still got bills. Inflation's the highest it's been in 20, 30 years. We're at 9.1%. So, I got a mortgage, all those good things. I got 14 nieces and nephews, you feel me? Like, great aunt. I got a lot going on. So, with that being said, you gotta.
So you didn't say it out loud, I don't know.
Oh, no, I did.
You did.
I did. And I said that because I felt I was in a space that I wouldn't be respected because I was already not respected in this moment. Right? So even when I came here, I was like, whoa. And I had a debt. So, you know what I'm saying? This dude saw me like, oh, you kids. So I was like, ooh. right? Where I've already been in spaces where I've had to rectify and correct people. These are all any adult kids, specifically when they're 46 and just did a 12-year bid, right? Like things like that. So because I'm in human service, I advocate in different ways, and I photograph, right? So I try to bring the two together. Easier said than done, but these are my two passions. Right, human service and talk. Are you gonna bridge the two together? Okay. I'm trying to figure that out.
I was gonna say, so you're studying evolving.
Yeah.
So did you say, so mission, purpose, values? I heard your values, right? I heard the purpose, but that's studying
Develop, yeah. She's gonna be an evolving entrepreneur. So I want to make sure you two are able to speak and tell a little bit about. I know there's one in this. Okay, you're in the last line. She is the supportive one. That kicks your butt to tell you to make sure to come. So you can tell us who you are, your company, and why the Launchpad, and why now. And you can stay, and you can see the beautiful, and you know. She's dressed. She's fly. Kizzy music, right?
Yes. I'm a singer-songwriter. The reason why I'm doing this is I was actually start a business that I have thought about for a very, very, very long time, and I have no idea how to start. It is a thrift shop. And I want to take this truck and I want to use it to tour with my music, but also to sell merchandise and all that fun stuff.
Love it.
Yes. I have nothing. I don't know how to even begin. But that's why I'm here at Launchpad. Yeah, so hopefully within the next year or so I can launch it and start touring.
We got you, and I'm glad that you showed up. And she wrote in her, she said, I am the business. She said, business name, I am the business. So I was like, yes. And as soon as I thought of you, and I thought of Dorcas the Art, and like Tizzy on the music, she is the business. I love it. I love it. So I want to make sure you have an opportunity to speak. Are you going, Jody, are you ready? Johnny, you gotta just get it over with. You kinda in the midst of shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get up. Say what you gotta say. You wanna go last, you do. You wanna go last? Alright, she's like, yeah. She's like, Doesn't matter, you're amongst family. Go ahead, speak it up, baby. Come on. You're amongst family. This is not your final.
My name is Jody.
44 to 5 sentences. Let's just leave it at that.
My name is Jody. Little backstory. I have so many different ideas that I haven't decided which. So it's about creating an umbrella or a hub, and so far what I have is the name of the company, which I just recently decided to go with Creative Savant. So Creative Savant is a company focused on bringing these projects to life, whether through project development or personal development. We focus on, and then I kind of fumbled a little bit. Basically, let me skip to the next sentence. Strategize a solid brand development plan for an individual client looking to map out their events, innovative lives, and entertainment experience, or a friend looking to better their personal and professional social life. I have to completely, but in essence.
And we love it. Let's go. Let's go. Hold up.
Okay.
Don't say that.
It's okay. No, hold on. Wait. Let's push this in. You want me to stand on it though? Oh.
So, any questions from the audience for Johnny?
Jobsy?
Jobsy.
Jobsy. What does that mean? Oh, it's actually very poetic.
All right. I didn't even know down and said I'm going to Jobsy.
So I got a question.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
All right. So I got a question for you. If you were supposed to take 3 skills, out of all the skills you have, just 3 of them to fit into one of these 3 boxes: body, mind, and soul. Which one would you put in your body? Which one would you put for your mind? And which one would you put for your soul?
The whole idea of the business.
Just out of the skills that you have.
I
As a
asked
person.
a question.
Y'all were getting deep for me. I'm like, oh, mercy. But go ahead. You can keep it simple. You don't have to
I
be too
think
complex.
for mine, when I think of mine, I think it's get things done by any means necessary. When I think of body, I think of presence and ensuring that I'm welcome and make sure that everyone feels safe. When I think of soul, I think of what my purpose is, and I think about imbuing my positive personality into everyone. It's about because it serves. It serves.
So all of that together makes you as a person. What is the
He's going to be Einstein on this.
No, I'm here for it.
I can see he's about to be Einstein on this.
Are we recording this? Just
Yes,
asking.
absolutely.
what is the quickest connection that you can take all of that and turn it into something monetizable?
I'm in essence already kind of doing that. Freelance work. I realize I possess a lot of skills that I can hire for, and I do very good. But I've also had to learn what my shortcomings are. And coming out of identifying those shortcomings, I feel very prepared to take the shit to the next level. Now, making sure that it's very purposeful and intentional is where I'm currently.
All right, so on that note, I'm going to say something. I want everybody to say something behind me, right? She's ready. Can we all say she's ready? She's ready. She's ready. Let's say she's ready. She's ready. She's ready. Stop hesitating. You ready. You ready. Now, I wanted to make sure you had a moment to speak, but I also wanted to make sure that this brother talks a little bit about himself because he's new to the table, and I wanted to make sure some people know a little bit about who he is, what he does, and also his company and foundation. And give us about 3 minutes. And you can stand up. You can get scientific. You can get Einsteinish. You can get litty witty too.
So I'll make it nice and quick.
Super simple. Cereal
Yeah.
box.
So basically, my name is Dean. How y'all doing? And I am the founder of the Hendricks Foundation. I am the founder of the Hendricks Foundation. Our mission is to be the bridge to the digital divide. So I'm sure you guys have heard about the digital divide. You know how?
Tell us.
Okay.
Tell us a little
Well,
bit
just
about
in
it.
case you have not. For some reason, in the modern day, there are people who do not have access to technology. They don't have access to computers. They don't have access to the internet. And seeing that problem, I decided that I might as well fill the gap. So wherever I see the problem, I take myself, fit my arm out if I have to, and I'll be the monkey wrench for that situation. So,
What's your day-to-day company operation? What do you do?
so day to day, we are a nonprofit. So day to day, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I go downstairs, and I go outside and try to find people to donate. Because what we do, we have a nice, simple step process. We take donations of computers, laptops, desktops, tablets from donors like yourself. We fix them, and then we get them in the hands of students who need them. So nice, easy 3-step process. And the benefit of that, not only are you getting a tax credit, but we're also keeping the e-waste out of the landfills, and you get to help further a student's future.
What is that called when a business now family? You are just past it.
What is that?
Value proposition.
Value proposition.
So you create a compelling and strong value proposition. Now, tell us that value prop again, 1, 2, 3 steps.
So, nice 3-step system. We take computers from donors just like yourself. We repair those computers, and then we get them in the hands of students who need them. 1, 2, 3.
And what is your cost structure?
So costs are fairly low. Because the computers are donated, you don't have to spend money in getting the computers. The only cost that usually comes to us is repair costs. Repair costs range from 80 to however much to fix the computer, depending on the state that we get it in. But once we get those computers, you could say every computer costs about $120 to repair. So after we get those computers for $120, we resell those computers to students just for the repair costs. That way, they don't have to go out to some random company like HP, Dell, or Mac and buy a computer for $1,000. They can buy it for as little as the repair costs.
And what software? What is out there?
So software, most of the times the software has the keys on the computer, so we don't have an issue getting that sorted out. However, if the computer is too old to run the latest software that is available, we always go to Linux.
Before you wrap up, I want to first thank you for speaking on that. I want to thank you for really lot of opportunities for commission student. We're going to take this 7 minute, there's pizza and food. So I want you to make sure you speak up, stand up, give everybody your attention and energy. We're going to close out on that, and then we're going to eat, and then we're going to wrap up a little bit after that, but I want to make sure everyone gets up.
Well, yeah, I've been nervous all day. I feel myself similar to you, so I felt like really happy to see parts of me that I handle it. So my mission statement specifically is my business. That's the hard part. So I am the business leader. I feel a big part of me is showing up to a great and showing up and holding space and and also I'm an interpreter. I speak or I sign through a sign language, and I am an artist. So I perform, I sing, I dance, and I try to use my backstory as a tool, which is being a survivor, and so I connect with other survivors of sexual trauma and abuse. Mine started in my home and with my family, and whereas others it looks differently across the board, and that's something I'm learning. I'm leaving, working as like an artist and just showing up randomly, and I'm entering more philanthropic kind of style, and taking it to a singular more focused about body, mind, and spirit. My business really it connects to the body in terms of communication access, so that people can be able to come and have access to human spaces, as well as adults having access to being young and a kid again. I think that's very important to like channel inner trauma. So that's the mind is being able to channel negative energy by workshops and also community. I have individuals that I work with that do workshops as well, and I've helped them get started. So I want to see them continue on under SOS. SOS stands for Showing the Stories, but now I'm shifting it to SOS by Sapphire, and I don't want to lose my artistic stuff because I love serving people, I love interpreting, I love doing workshops, I love showing up and doing events, but I'm like also wanting to travel, learn how to be multifaceted in my business and how I show up, and also I want to learn how to team, and been doing this on my own for about 10 years, and I'm like, why am I still by myself in this, like, but I would great with organizations for sure. Many organizations that need me, which is awesome. I love that. But it's lonely, and I want to like build a team. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And then my program. So my SOS is the umbrella, and then the audio audience are specifically survivors, LGBTQ, and Black Indigenous POC, definitely hard to folks. And then what I've been doing in my business is focusing on creative spaces that offer or center those audience members, and whether it's workshops, interpreting, or performing as a performing artist, and have a program that I've been doing this past year that I started with another organization, so I did the project, but it's time for me to go, and I realized I'm tired of working for white people, and wanting to learn how to get them to work with our people, and also be able to shift the hierarchy. And so now, Blueprint to Thrive is the philanthropic part, where I'm writing grants. I just want investors to keep giving me money so I can give back to people who make art, show up, and are exhausted with little to no labor.
Give me the pie so I can make the slices, right?
Yeah. So that's something I'm like, I don't know how to navigate what the business structure looks like, how to like connect in different ways. But it's important to me. I know that's why I'm doing this.
So we'll take 5-7 minutes. There's food, please.
Oh, they don't gotta go?
No, they want hair. Okay. The hair is already, she's already ready. Marquise, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready as I'm gonna be.
We're gonna let you ride out on your mission statement, and then we're gonna take a 5-7 minute break. So go ahead, Martin. The floor is yours. Speak loud and be proud.
All right. Good evening, y'all. My name's Marquise. I started a brand called Marcu. It's kind of like a love and hate relationship type with this thing, man, because it's like I tried to go luxury, but my goal is to more like inspire and like empower a mind shift of just taking risk and like facing your fear. So I got this, I call it a hero brand that I'm trying to like motivate, kind of like something, I guess like you think about Nike, how it's just do it. Mine's is more like level up to get to the next level. I'm quite sure everybody here, we all want to get to the next level. So I feel that Nike's just do it, I'm level up. But I just want to kind of inspire just that mindset of just living your life, doing what you want, and just face your fears so you can get to that next level. So I'm trying to still work on that. Trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that. But yeah, that's the goal.
All right. So let's say that again. All right. So now that you're on, you're actually you have the little, but you're good. So now everyone can see you on the big screen. Say that one more time and make it sentence relevant to your mission statement. My mission statement is.
So my mission statement is to inspire and empower, also to teach a mindset shift to where people can basically face their fear and take risk and to achieve their goals.
Awesome. Let's clap it up for Mark. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to you and refine that. So feel free. We're going to take a break right now. You can stay on. You can click off your video if you like, and take a moment take for yourself, and we'll come back and we'll wrap up.
All right.
Mute the mic on that. All right. Zahira, you still there?
Water that's
Zahira, you still there? Mark, you still there?
Well, I like Niall's River, but don't you feel like that makes you think of Niall, the Nile River? See, I overthink everything.
And you just did, just now. You just talked about it. So here's the thing. I know that out here, so you don't get no grease on your these spots.
So you see my name, right? Hendrix.
Just look right there.
In fact, I named it Hendrix on this. There is a number of foundations out there. And absolutely.
You have a blank one, yes, I'm happy to give you. That was what I gave for.
And then you say, it's easy for them to they know your name, they know your process, and because what you're doing is related, and that was they understand that.
So pick something that's also like pick something that represents you. It might not necessarily be your name. Like I chose Montmartre because one, the French, Haitian, and it correlates to black.
Wait, I was like playing with French words. I have a
Yeah, but you can. So it has to be something like it has to be something that represents you in the name. It doesn't necessarily need to be. And the reason why I said don't overthink it is sometimes when you try to make something so perfect, you lose your opportunity to bring your company into fruition because you're waiting for that perfect. So you want to fail it. You want to fail terribly because the outcome of great is going to be better. Okay? So when you pick the name, correlate something that resonates in your spirit.
I was thinking about the less we listen to the artist, I was thinking something about like a part of the
Marquise, Zahira, are you still there?
Because both names that you just gave me right now, either or you can pick for your
Yeah, can y'all both cam up so
and
that
that's
we
your
can
vocab. Because if someone doesn't know
wrap
how to
up
pronounce
and
it, they're gonna ask you
all
why
right,
that
good,
name
good.
and how do you pronounce it. The reason why I say that is because I went to the school
Zahira, can you cam up? Can you get it back to the presentation?
She spelled it M-A-H-M-E.
Sure, I'll grab you one right there.
It caught my attention. Me and my brother were like, it caught my attention because we were like, why did she spell it that way? So we went up to her and asked her, why did you spell mommy that way? So when you take a breath, you go, so the mom. Take that breath. Yep. And you would have never known that. I was like, well, why should my mom like that? Like, this is so wrong.
because the conversation started.
And that was the conversation speaker. So those two names that you just said right there, why you never one of them?
I really like the
We just at the beginning.
Yep, listen right there, yep.
Oh, shoot. Wait, hold on. That is not.
You thought about that already. Why are you still holding on to what?
I do everything by myself. Like, I don't have,
Why is
like,
it not on the right screen?
I have written by myself.
Standard mode.
I really don't have. I know Justin's like, you have to do it. I'm talking about myself. I haven't.
But the thing is, remember, your idea is unique to you. Don't change to fit somebody else if you're trying to do it. I struggle
Is it on
with that a
record?
lot.
Is it recording?
Who's gonna buy a wall? Who's gonna do this? And believe it or not, when you start talking about your stuff, people are like, oh shit, she came up with that. Like,
Yeah, it's still recording. Let me screen share it.
yeah,
That's fine.
I like that name. I think it's something very good.
On the steering committee of myself,
I love
seven
that.
studio artists.
That's dope.
So I wanted to say, has everybody eaten? Everybody's drinking? Everybody good? Everyone's eating. Everyone's feeling There it is. There it is. So I'm going to run through a few slides, and these slides are very important to your next steps. These next steps is for you to be able to develop and design your North Star, which is understanding your mission statement, your value statement, and also your vision statement. To have a North Star in business means that you know where you are going at all times, no matter if you get off course. Key thing about a mission, vision, and value statement is when all hell breaks loose, you know exactly what to revert back to. So, on that note, right here. Yeah, no. Yeah, absolutely. Come on.
Thank you. Yeah, you should be able to do it.
So, key thing about a mission statement is a mission statement. A typical statement contains three components: the overall purpose of the business, what your business does, and what's important to your business. What are you trying to achieve? Why are you in business? What goods and services do you provide? What are the values your business lives by, right? Very important three pieces. It's the three components in your mission statement. You usually are able to state this within 3 to 5 sentences maximum. No run-ons, no fillers. This is what my business does. This is what my why. This is why I'm alive, right? The key thing with mission statements are they're ever changing as you develop your business. It's not something you say, this is my mission statement, love it or leave it. No, this is what my mission statement started as, and it will slowly progress to something new because it's organic. Meaning you write it down once and then you will probably write it down 100 times and revisit it. But the key is that you have a mission statement so when all hell breaks loose, you're able to revert back to what guides you in your business. And
I'm going to receive copies of this.
Absolutely not, because it's proprietary. No. Now, steps in the strategic plan. Or see your organization's vision. It has to define the company's mission, set company objectives and goals, design the business portfolio, plan, marketing, and other functions and strategies. I want everyone to get out of this solopreneur thing where they're just going to run this multi-million-dollar company all by themselves. Don't work. Does not work. Never will work, and it has not worked since the beginning of time. You need to work with a team. You need to find your founder's team. You need to figure out whose personas, characteristics, and personal energies and auras work well with yours Monday through Sunday and stick with them. If it gets rough, have a coffee, talk it out. What you don't want to do is go about this long ass journey we call a business by yourself. You will burn out quickly. So please make sure you have and understand your organization's vision. A vision statement should inspire. Key thing about having a vision statement is if you don't know where you are headed, then can make any choice and go in any direction, including backwards. You need to have a vision statement. If you do not have a vision statement, it means that you're flying by the seat of your pants every day you wake up. You do not want to fly by the seat of your pants. What you want to do is, if you don't know where you are heading, then you can make any choice and go in any direction, including backwards. Vision statement. Go ahead, Tree.
So in my house, I have a board in my living room. And yes, and I write in the mirror in my bathroom. And me and my daughter does this since COVID. We write 3 affirmations. She does hers pertaining to school. I do mine pertaining to my business. If you have a notebook and you're writing all these notes down, it does no purpose if you don't see it every day.
Right.
So get a board. They cost cheap at Walmart. Hanging up wherever you can see, or you're going to walk by it every day and write a goal every day that you want to fulfill for your business. And give yourself a deadline, because if you see it, you'll stick to it.
Dates, deadlines, and time slots work. Do not at no point just say, I'm going to do this and keep it in your head. Put it on your phone, put it on a calendar, put it on a notebook. But do not say, I'm going to get this done, and it's just in your head, right? That doesn't make any sense to me, and I wish you well if that's how you operate your business. But, yeah, vision statements can take many forms. They answer the questions, what will success look like? And the key thing, bless you, and the key thing about what successes look like is you have to give your business a number. How much do I want to make monthly? How much do I want to make yearly? How much do I want to make week to week? There is 168 hours in a week, and you might be wasting all of them. And the problem is with what success looks like. Everybody's success is different. Someone's success might be $50,000 personal income a year outside of their 9-to-5 job. That is a success for them. That might not be a success for you. But the key thing is have a success goal. Don't just say, oh, I just want to make a lot of money. Okay, what does that mean, I want to make a lot of money? Give me a number. What does a lot of money mean to you? If you was to say a lot of money in 12 months, what would a lot of money look like to you? Give me a number. Yearly. There you go. If you were to give me an honest number with your music, grossing merch, and having a thrift truck, and singing, and doing revenue, and doing performances, what do you want to make monthly, yearly? There it is, and it's possible in your genre because you're doing music and you're performing and you're selling merch and you have IP and da. You have to give yourself a number, even if it's a number that's unrealistic. If you don't give yourself a number, then you don't have anything. All you have is hypotheticals. So be clear. What will success look like? Give your company a yearly number, a monthly number, a quarterly number, a weekly number. That's it.
That number should change.
All the time. Absolutely.
So we can have like that first.
Yeah, you can say I want $1 million, and you can file $12,750 for the tax IRS. I mean, it doesn't matter what you make. You gotta just get to the point of making money to get to your goal number. You might not make $1 million in a year. You might not make $1 million in 5 years, right? But the key thing is give it a number to achieve. You need to have what we call a goal post. If you don't have a goal post in your business, you're gonna kick the ball anywhere. Kick it through the goal post, player. So if your business could be everything you dream, how would it be? This is a personal. If your business could be everything you dreamed, how would it be, right? You have to envision yourself as the individual steering the ship and not the crew on the ship. The crew on the ship is your staff. The crew on the ship is your advisory board. The crew on the ship is the steering committee. The crew on the ship is individuals who is working to support you, finance you, and get you to the next level. They are not steering the ship. They are the crew on the ship. So be mindful of that. Do not be the master of all things. Steer your business. Steer it. Don't mire yourself in the muck. You'll figure that out. Don't do that to yourself. So many people have this thing about like, I want to do it all. All right, great. All right. Which one do you prefer? General Electric. This is General Electric's mission statement. Continue our role and responsibility as an industry initiator and market leader for 70 years of bringing useful products to the marketplace while continually rewarding our customers and employees. That is very wordy. That was General Electric's mission statement. But after a little bit of consideration, with the help of our customers and staff, we've reached one thing select. That's the mission statement now. You see how they went from wordy to concise? That is the key about your mission, vision, and values. You gotta dwindle it down and let go of the fluff. A lot of times we have conversational fluff that does not speak to the real reason we're talking. And that is an issue when you create a mission, vision, and value statement is remove the fluff. What are you trying to achieve? What are you doing? And why are you doing it? right? All right, vision statements. Special Olympics, Oxfam, Feeding America, right?
Can you repeat that last thing you said?
What are you trying to do? Why are you trying to achieve it? And how are you going to achieve it? Right? And please don't, I take edibles every now and then to kind of calm my nerves. So please don't, every word I might say, it might be part edible. It might be part.
You mean it's a part of your stream of consciousness?
Right. So some of my stream of consciousness just be like, oh, King had a long day at the lab. I'm forgiven. All right. So, vision statements.
Oh my goodness.
Vision statements. Special Olympics, Oxfam, Feeding America. 5 words, 28 words, 4 words. What type of vision statement do you want? Feeding America, a hunger-free America. 4 words in their vision statement. Oxfam, a just world without poverty. 5 words. Special Olympics, to transform communities by inspiring people throughout the world to open their minds, accept and include people with intellectual disabilities, and thereby anyone who is perceived as different. 28. What do you want as a mission statement? Vision statement. Huh? Once you have created the long-term vision for your business, it creates the context in which all other decisions are made. Your mission, vision, and values allows you to cut through the fucking clutter. When you have a million people chattering at you, you're like, I know exactly what my North Star is. I'm going to do A, B, and C. Get out my ear. Because you don't need it. As the company owner, founder, and visionary who's steering it, you do not need the white noise in your ear. Literal white noise, I'm sorry.
You can always go back, right? When people come at you and they're talking to you, you go back and say,
This is my
if
vision.
if I'm Launchpad, you say to them, is this going to help me create a world without poverty?
Just world without
If
poverty.
it's not going to do that, then I don't need
face.
I don't need to be doing anything.
Right.
Like Hakeem said, that's your North Star. That keeps you on track.
So that's a lesson on who you partner up with in business too. Not every business aligns with your mission statement.
Right. And your vision, right.
And your vision.
Right. So your statement should stretch expectations, aspirations, and performance. Without that powerful, attractive, valuable vision, why even wake up in the morning and say I have a company? What are you doing it for? Right?
I mean, the other way I talk about the business statement is, if your business is wildly successful, right? How would the world look? How would the world be different, right? And that's what these things talk about, right?
Imagine a mom noir Lux box at every mother's doorstep next Mother's Day. Sponsored by Walmart and Amazon. Right?
How about I buy her box on Prime Day?
There you go. We need 100,000 Mom Lux boxes. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Big vision, big vision. Dell Computer statement. With the power of Dell's team of talented people, we are able to provide customers with superb value, high quality, blah, 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 and blah. Okay? Purpose, provide customers with superb value technology. Business, high quality, relevant technology, customized systems. Value, superior service and support. Easy to buy, easy to use. Keep it simple. You're running a company, not a, what they call it, a Sudoku board. What's that, Sudoku? That's just that. I don't use it. I hate too many numbers. Jesus Christ. Stay away from big statements. Stay away from statements that make you seem as though you haven't clearly thought through your company, right? Because sometimes people can tell you're just selling them fluff, right? They're like, oh, this person has no fucking clue on what their company does. They can't even say it in 7 words. Why are you giving me 48 words to tell me, bruh, you make empanadas? That's all I needed to know. You make empanadas. Chicken, beef, veggie. Cool, let's go. I don't need to hear about Mexico, Central America, the retaliatory government. No, I just need you to sell me empanadas at a reasonable price, freeze dry package, and I can get them overnight. No? All right. So these are the mission statements of the top 10 companies at the time that this slide was created, right? Toys R Us. Look at Nike. Nike, to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. If you have a body, you are an athlete. Nike, that's why they're a billion-dollar company. Toys R Us. Our vision is to put joy in kids' hearts and a smile on parents' faces. Unfortunately, Toys R Us is no longer with us because they did not pivot from them, and now they are defunct. Right. Disney. We create happiness by providing the finest entertainment for people of all ages everywhere. Yes. Amazon. To build a place where people can come to find and discover anything they might want to buy online.
That is true.
These are thought out by think tanks that they pay millions of dollars to stop having fluff in their mission, vision, and values, right? Now, they're paying millions of dollars to have these words, 7, 8, maybe 12 max. Guess what? Learn from the greats. Cut your mission, vision, and value statements down to something that you can speak to in every condition, in every circle, for every audience. No, you know. All right, Pfizer Pharmaceutical mission statement. We dedicate ourselves to humanity's quest for longer, healthier, happier lives through innovation in pharmaceutical, consumer, and animal health products. What's their purpose? Somebody want to say that? What's their business? What's their values? See that? See that? And this is Pfizer. Almost $1 trillion company in pharmaceuticals globally, and they have. This is before COVID. This is before they grew. Here's $100 million worth of fake COVID. Let me stop. Let me check. I'm a conspiracy theorist. And if your mission statement for Fortune 500 companies, please take a photo of that. That might still be a hyperlink that is available. Apologies, all of these slides were created during business school, and they are 5 years old. All right, so business strategy development. Okay, we're going to go into strategies. One key thing about business is you got to have a strategy while you have your business. You need to recognize and evaluate your opportunities, right? Jotty, reach the opportunity you have to recognize, evaluate it, figure out how to create the contract, create your amount that you're going to charge, and your fees, your profit margin. Recognize and evaluate your opportunities. That's every day. That's not just every now and then. That's every day. That's the people you talk to. That's the individuals that might run into that you might be able to have a warm introduction to someone who has some money. Anyone, right? Recognize and evaluate your opportunities. That's the key thing about being an entrepreneur is that if you do not recognize and evaluate your opportunities, they already have what they call an opportunity window, which will close on you. If the opportunity window closes, guess what? Neither you nor time nor any other human possible can reopen that door or that window because the opportunity window has closed. Develop goals and objectives for each opportunity. Write your heart out when someone approaches you with the opportunity to have something business-wise that could elevate you to the next level, right? Develop social media marketing mix strategy for each opportunity. Choose marketing mix elements, marketing tactics, right? Please, I'm going to say this to you, and this is just something simple. Stop using your cell phone to talk on. If you have any social media platform, vision it as a marketing platform. If you got IG, you got LinkedIn, you got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got Snapchat, Noodle, Doodle, I don't care what it is. If you got the opportunity to go on it mobily and promote yourself, it's a marketing platform. Stop using it to post chicken, cat, and dog pictures and start using it for what it's worth. It's giving you access to the internet and to the world and to the web. Look at it as a marketing platform and stop looking at it as a social media platform. Because guess what happens when you upload to those platforms? You don't own it once it's uploaded. IG owns what's uploaded on their platform. So you lose your ownership as soon as you, and if you ever see any of my stuff, I always say all rights reserved at consulting. And why? Because you won't be using that without paying me for it. All right, so You ain't using that when I pay. Right. So what is strategic planning? Strategic planning defines the process of developing and maintaining a strategic fit between the organization's goals and capabilities and its changing marketing opportunities. How are you marketing yourself now post-COVID, right? What are you doing differently post-COVID? Are you still using the same tactics when they sent everyone home, the whole planet went home and had to sit up and say, hey, by the way, take this shot or you can't come back to work, right? What are you doing post-COVID? Because the world has changed, right? And we may be going into a recession, so the world's definitely changing. And we had 2 negative quarters, which means we may be in a slight downturn of a recession. I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I have any financial services, but let's just say 2 negative quarters, recession. Right. How do we know what our capabilities are and what the changing market opportunities are? Does somebody want to answer that? Take a stab at it. Yeah, take a stab at it.
I think you have to do research to understand, like, you
Right.
have to look at the specific industry
Right.
where the trends are.
Right.
Like, you gotta do your homework.
Absolutely.
It looks like me and senior photos in December.
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense.
Right. So, how do we know what our capabilities are? Has anybody ever taken self-inventory of their skill sets? Here, raise your hand. All right. That is going to be key. You must take
Can you
self-inventory.
expound on that? I don't know exactly what you mean.
Okay, so what I mean by that is what do you know how to do technically, what you know how to do interpersonally, and what you know how to do publicly, and what you know how to do in relation to tech, software, and technology, right? You have to understand what your capabilities are. Myself, I can create a PowerPoint presentation in like 30 minutes with a little bit of weed, right? Where someone else, it might take them 7 days, right? You know? I might drink a little bit of bullet and give you a bomb speech. For someone else, it might take them a little bit of time, right? So you got to understand what your self-inventory is because it allows you to be able to take a clear assessment and inventory of your skill sets. What do you know how to do? This man came in here in 5 minutes and did something. I'm like, bruh, I need your cell phone number. Why? Because you went from A to B to C and it's on this, and people are on the internet watching, and we have a Zoom and we have a presentation. Leave it up to me, that wouldn't have been happening. So this brother has a skill set. Quick with it too, though, because the difference between a person like this and a person like me, I'll go to him and be like, bro, do this for me, blah, 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 blah. And I go to someone else and be like, that's $175. Here's 50. And take my cut in the middle. Why? I understand the skill set. I'm marketing the skill set to the next person that may need it. So I'm gonna be like, profit margin, profit margin. This guy's smart, right? So you gotta understand your skill set because if you don't, what happens to you is you're walking through the world, traversing the planet with all these skills and not getting paid. So you have to be mindful of how do we know what our capabilities are and what the changing market opportunities are. Think about look at everybody around this table. You need to link up with some one person and go get some money, and there's a profit. And come see me. I'll put 15% on it so I can take my cut. Prior to developing a strategy, situation analysis. You gotta understand your situation analysis. That means environmental scanning. That means assess the macro environment. That means the larger context of where your business operates and what trends affect your industry and your organization. Smaller to the self, right? Larger to the minutia, right? What is your market? Where is your market at? Is your market changing? Is there technology evolving in your market? Is there new competitors in your market? What is happening in your market where you can be like, oh, I know this, but now let's speak for an example, right? Everybody in here had a mother, father, or went through a stage where somebody in your family went to Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster Video. Remember Blockbuster Video?
My brother worked there.
Remember Blockbuster Video?
I went there every Friday.
Where I was at Blockbuster Video chilling, like I'm about to get this, I'm about to get me some popcorn, I'm about to get me some
Every Friday
ice.
night.
Where's Blockbuster at now?
Nowhere to be found. It's a red box now.
Why though? Why? They refuse to pivot their business model.
What took them out?
Netflix.
Thank you. Yes. The same company that was like,
And Netflix pitched to Blockbuster for $1 million, and Blockbuster didn't want to buy it.
No.
Blockbuster had the opportunity to acquire Netflix when they were a small company for $1 million. Blockbuster said no. Now, what do you do with that now?
I'm trying to change my subscription to
Stop playing. Netflix sold off for
$8.99. I got that email this morning. I said, listen,
All right.
you might not be on my TV though.
So the key thing is understanding your environment and how your business is going to operate under your environment from the macro level down to the personal level, right? You also want to understand your SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis allows you to understand your personal strengths, your personal weaknesses, and also the opportunities and threats in your environment. I am going to walk you through how to do a SWOT analysis because it is the best thing to do to figure out who you need as your teammates to complement your company. And I want to stress, companies are not built by one individual. They are built by many minds. So if you think you're going to have a company where you're sitting at the top of the pile by yourself, get over yourself. Let go of your ego and be mindful that you need a team in order to achieve the dreams that you think you're going to achieve by yourself. Right? So, environmental scanning, bomb. All right. So I'm going to go book. So this is key. I want you to understand something when you talk about environmental scanning. And this is something that you want to look at with your business model, right? Is what is environmental scanning? The process of continuing acquiring information on events occurring outside your organization to identify and interpret trends. You need to know what's going on as far as business trends in your particular market, right? If you're a musician, if you're someone who is coming through and understanding what you're doing. Like, you need to know what's going on, right? And that has a lot to do with your social, economic, technological, competitive, and regulatory, right? On one side, you have your suppliers. These are the individuals you get things from to make a profit. On the other is your organization. You're in the middle, right? And on the other side is your customer. You need to know all things. And when I say you, I don't mean you. I mean the talented person in your company in charge of this. Because you're not going to be doing all this. You're going to be running the company itself. These are things that you're going to assign to other individuals in order to get results. Social, economic, technological, competitive, and regulatory. Those are environmental forces. That means those are the things that are happening every day that's bouncing up against your company, right? It's literally either suppressing your company from growing or it's giving your company gravity and space to grow, right? Because it's pushing it up and out into the market or it's suppressing it down and pushing you away from opportunities and customers. Very important. This is a very business technical term. Feel free never to use it, only outside of me telling it to you. You don't have to, honestly. I just want to give you like a critical analysis from a top-down business level that these are some of the things. You're going to have your suppliers, you're going to have your company, right? And what does your company have in the middle? It has a marketing department, it has other departments, and it has what else? What is key to having a company? You ain't no company and you don't run no business unless you're paying somebody. Right now, if you ain't cutting no check and you ain't taking out no taxes, you don't run a company. You run a business idea that you want to turn into a company, right? And until you start taking out social and FICA and taxes and all that, it's a hobby, player. And it's okay to say you got a hobby. Like, one thing I want people to be clear on is a business is where a person exchanges value, which is money, for whatever product or service. You make a profit and you plow that back into your company. That's a business. If you are not doing that on a daily, weekly basis, what you really have is a business idea. And it's okay to have them.
They're lucrative hobbies, right? But there are people who can make good money by themselves.
Thousands.
Right?
Yeah, thousands. Yeah, thousands.
Online influencers.
It's not like a negative.
It's not a negative, let's be clear.
It's just about being clear with yourself.
Right.
Well, no, if you keep the hobby at a maintainable level, right, you can go a long time, doing it. However, that hobby may not give you your retirement. that's what you get through college. Maybe not do these other things.
Right.
You make one business do.
Hey, Maria. Hopefully you are in the Zoom now, Maria.
Like if you have a death in your family, like I struggled with that within the middle of COVID and towards the end. You're mourning and grieving, but people still want their stuff. It's like, I mean, my condolences, girl, where's my stuff at? You know what I'm saying? So if
Right.
you don't have a team that can come in, like, hey, you deal with your mourning,
Right.
we'll do the boxes.
Right.
It kind of defeats. It's like
Yeah,
hand
you
in
can't
hand.
do all
So it's not a
things.
bad thing.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
just
do
one
all
of those things you reevaluate. Like if you call out from work, they have someone fiddling in for you at work, or the boss ends up taking your position so you come back into work.
Absolutely. So what is environmental care? The purpose of environmental scanning is to provide strategic intelligence by evaluating potentially significant environmental changes. When COVID hit and the restaurants and all of the businesses closed, what happened to social life?
Went down.
It went down, right? Expound on that. What do you mean by it went down?
Nothing.
And you can sit up straight, and you can kind of, you got shoulders, you know, you have some guys. Go ahead, shoot your stuff, bro.
Nothing was truly social anymore.
Right.
Everything either went completely digital or went to a non-existent realm.
Right.
Yeah.
And what video and teleconferencing software blew up?
Zoom.
Ah,
And
yes.
FaceTime.
And why? And why?
Because we still needed to socialize with our loved ones.
And there was an environmental what? Shift. And once it shifted, there was opportunities because there were softwares that were prepared for what? A social pivot, right? Society pivoted, software pivoted, Zoom blew up and went from like $100 million valuation to a billion plus.
Why do you think they grew up on like GoToMeeting or like
The tech, usable tech.
Because the capacity.
Well, first you have to think about the customer, right? If your tech user experience is too tough, people log off. Most people log off within 45 seconds of tech that they hate. That's why you have so many apps that never work, because people will get to the app and be like, you know what, I'm out.
And Zoom was already used in corporate America.
Right.
So we just came on, like if we're regular Joe Schmoes wasn't using, like corporate companies, like my company was already using Zoom. And it has a capacity where you can be on it for 4 or 5 hours if you have a subscription.
Right.
And you don't have to sign up to use Zoom.
You don't have to.
Definitely.
Super easy. See, and I want y'all to be mindful when y'all start doing your whole website thing, because a lot of people are like, oh, I need a website for my business. Make your website actually experience with the customer happy, right? Like, don't create a website that you the only one know everything on your website and no one wants to come use it. I had a website up for 3 years. No one come visit me on my website. You know why? I built my website on a terrible Wix.com. I'm sorry. My website is still up. No customers come to my website. Why? Super stupid website. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. I tried to be the tech guy. Websites in the interweb and in the internet. I get customers through word of mouth. My website doesn't get me customers. So if you think, oh, I'll build a website, it's going to give me all the customers in the world. No.
But I also thought it was like, I'm sorry, you guys.
No, Kim, it's all family.
I was also told that the website is like a virtual business card. Like it's like where really like somebody has to have some type of reference to you.
Yeah.
If you don't have money for
And if you don't have it, you don't get customers.
Yeah.
Like, because people check out me all the time. They're like,
And I so far it's not intricate, but it has
It's a thing where you have to have one, even if it's not very good.
right, but have it.
You have to have it because
Sounds terrible, and I still got it.
Exactly.
I love
And
it.
mine is on, I use Squarespace.
Yeah,
So it
one of
walks
mine
you
is on Wix
through.
and one of mine is on Squarespace, and like I have completely different experiences with both of them, but it's like what I'm selling is on Squarespace.
Love it.
That's my
Well, the other thing too, like, you're not considered to be a legitimate business unless you have a website.
Yeah,
Right.
I run a nonprofit, and like I had to submit a .org. And at first, when I was talking to people and I was trying to get things out there, the moment I said I'm working on a website, it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't want to talk. No, it's true. They don't want to
Lawsuits,
talk
but-
to you anymore. But it's true though.
Yeah.
Like your sophomores, right? So you want to think about this. It conveys both current environmental status and how it's changing in trends, right? Alerts planners to trends that are converging, diverging, interacting, accelerating, or decelerating. Ideal end goals allows for adaptive planning before these trends occur or fully develop. I'm going to go through 2 more slides. I'm going to wrap up. All right? External environment.
Sorry.
You can't see that.
Nope.
And,
I have very-
all right, so we're going to move past that. Right. So the key thing, and this is, mind you, for my eyes only, but certain fonts, I put them out there, so I have to take that sword and die on it, right? Competitor analysis. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have competition. Whatever business you're in, you're not the solo person in that business. You're going to have competition. So, key thing with that competitors analysis is the definition is the alternative firms that can provide a product to satisfy specific markets' needs, right? You're going to have to do research on people you hate. And the reason why you hate them is they might be doing better than you. And it's okay. But you need to do research nonetheless. Your competitors might give you a one-up alley-oop because you might be doing something they're not, or they might be doing something you're not, and that's why they are competitive in the market. So you're definitely going to have and do competitors analysis. Questions to ask. Who are our major competitors, direct and indirect? Another question to ask. What is the size, growth, profitability, and target market of key competitors? What are competitors' key strengths and weaknesses? What makes your competition either better or worse than you, right? You have to ask that question. What are their capabilities in terms of products, distribution, promotion, and pricing? Very key. Where to get the information? Look at what the company says about itself, sales, literature, advertisement, annual reports, trade shows, company websites. Look at what others say about the company. Customers, sales force, research firms, businesses, trades, and publications. I know this seems like a lot, but if you want to have a company that makes $10,000 a year versus a company that makes $10 million a year, you're going to have to do these things. And when I mean you're going to have to delegate the responsibility to someone to do once your company starts to grow. Now, if you're not making 100K, 300K a year, and you're just still figuring things out, don't worry about half of this stuff. But once you get to a point where you're making some real money, you're going to have to start employing, hiring, and outsourcing these types of things in order to keep your ship afloat as you start to grow as a company. And I think I'm going to do one more slide. Responding to the marketing environment. There are 3 kinds of organizations: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who wonder what happens. Now, I apologize for writing this because you have to put yourself in one of these 3 categories and figure out what other category you would like to be in. There are 3 kinds of organizations: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who wonder what's happened. And I'm not going to ask you about where you are. I'm just going to. Oh, right. I like that energy right there. Johnny's like.
Definitely where you are.
No, I don't want. That's not what I want to talk about. All right. So I'm in on SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is the first stage of planning that helps marketers focus on key issues. Strengths and weaknesses are internal factors. Opportunities and threats are external factors. You need to understand the difference. Strengths and weaknesses lie with you. Opportunities and threats lie outside of you. So you need to understand the internal factors that make your company great and the external factors that may be an opportunity or threat. And on that note, we have hit the 8:30 mark, and I want everyone who has anything to do with their evenings to enjoy themselves.
Including you.
And do something besides sit here and listen to me talk, because God damn it, it's time to wrap it up. But I want to continue this. I have slides for next week, but I want everyone to go home. I want people to look at their business models I want individuals to think about their vision statements. I want them to think about their mission statements. And I also want them to think about their value statements. And I want you all to be prepared to talk further about what we discussed today, what you wrote down. And let me say this. Be okay with sharing each other's cell phone numbers, working with each other as groups, getting up, having coffee. So I want to make sure everyone gets each other's numbers just in case you need that moral, mental, and emotional support to get through this. So, everyone, this is the part where you share your cell phone numbers and your information. So that's what you do. All right. And I thank you all. And I also thank Zahira, Marquise, Maria for chiming in. Marquise, did you learn anything today?
Yeah, I did.
Thank you, brother, for chiming in. Zahira, are you there or are you just chilling?
I'm here. I was writing in the chat, but you guys were
Okay.
talking.
Okay. Great. Guys, Zahira, do you want to switch it? Hold on. Matter of fact, Zahira, we're gonna try to put you on. Can you pop up and get this on so we can see?
What we got going on? We wanted to screen?
Yeah, we want to screen them on there.
Oh, okay.
Sharing.
Hi.
I'm basically giving away the seat.
Bro, this is you. You're good. And pop.
Yeah. You want them
Zahira.
Hey there.
Are you on?
Give me a second.
It's a sticker.
Marquise. Yeah, Marquise.
Marquise is showing. You gotta change your. Yeah, you gotta change your. All right. Marquise, say peace to the people. Everybody say goodbye to Marquise.
Bye, Marquise.
Marquise, no Marquise.
You're on mute. You're on mute, Mark. You're on mute. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
How can I get like my number shared and like everybody's number and
So
everything?
everybody, look at the screen here and share your. Mark, you can share your information with everyone that is in here. So Marquise, on three. Everybody, pick up your cell phones. Take Marquise's number so that y'all can support Marquise. Marquise, go ahead and shoot.
It's 857
All
212 2012.
All right, say that one more time and spell your name.
It's Marquis.
All right, and the next and say your number one more time. Everybody, give respect.
It's 857 212 2012.
All right, thank you. And Zahira, if you want to give everyone or you want to share or get a contact.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my phone number is 617-501-0090.
And it is Zahira with, can you spell out your name, please?
Sure. ZAHIRAH.
And can you cam up so we can see your beautiful face?
No.
She's like, not today, player, not today.
Next time.
Thank you. Maria, did you want to say something to the people? Maria, did you want to say something to the people, Maria? All right. So on that note, we want to thank everyone for coming out. And we want to thank everyone for sharing their thoughts, ideas, and we wanted to do Tuesday and Thursday, but tell me if you want to do twice a week or once a week. I got 2 votes for once a week. Twice a week or once a week?
I think
Thursdays work best?
Thursdays
All
is
right.
good.
All right, so we're going to do Thursdays from 6 to 8. And, all right, Marquise, Zahira, we're going to do Thursdays from 6 to 8. So scratch Tuesdays off. That gives me opportunity to do other things in my life. So Thursdays from 6 to 8. We might go to 8:30, just a little bit. We're going to knock off a little bit. Okay, 6 to 8:30. right,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. See you next week, y'all.
Next Thursday, 6 o'clock.
Later.
All right, y'all take care.
Y'all have a good night. Be blessed.
Homework? You get the homework and you get the recording.
Absolutely. I
All
can
right.
send it to you before Thursday.
All right. That works for me.
Thank you. This is actually really inspiring. I had so much nerves about it, but I'm so happy.
You were nervous?
Just to tell you, I've been dragging my.
Don't be nervous, sister. Don't be nervous. Well, Keisha, you have a good night, brother. Y'all take care.
All right, man. You too. Listen, I got a question for you.
Sure, shoot.
So how do we link up with our mentor?
Soon as we do the mentor assignments, they're gonna read over your responses from your application, and then we're gonna do the link up. So we appreciate everybody, and we'll make sure we connect you as soon as we get everybody through the pipeline.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, because it's a lot going on. I'm only one person. Well, I have a few people with me, but I'm only one person.
Gotcha.
But I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
All right, cool. All right, man. You have a good night.
All right, you too. You take care.
Thanks, man. You too.
Yep. All right, now. Say your name one more time so you don't beat me up.
Dana. Say Dana.
Dana, okay, Dana.
Jordana.
Jordana, because if I say anything else, I'm going to hear it. All right, you take care.
Problem is, I just reached out to her and she got a grant. I'm like, I'll teach for you, but then I'm like, I'm going to teach everywhere.
Make sure we get your number because you're going to be tech guy every Thursday.
Every Thursday. I'm not in the city every Thursday.
Where you at every Thursday?
I'm a traveling man.
I need a cheat sheet from you, man. I need a cheat sheet from you to do what you just did. Can you put together a cheat sheet that does a step-by-step of this?
I definitely the content I learned from you earlier.
Okay.
Make sure that every service and exchange is for
All right. Do you want to be in a
I
cohort?
want some information from you.
Do you want to be in a cohort?
This cohort?
Yeah.
Every
Thursday.
Thursday,
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Can you commit?
Um,
Can you commit some way, some shape, or form?
oh yeah, I could.
All right, good. End this, but stop the recording and end this so that we could save that.